I hope that you all are doing well today and are having a fun weekend so far. Hopefully everyone can get outside and get some sunshine on their lovely faces. And I'm so thankful that you came by and hung out with me today. I just appreciate your company so much. And this is a cross promotion between Julie at KS4U and Jenifer at A Trace of Sparkle. I used a lot of Julie's laces and Jenifer's digital. I printed it out on fabric. We made the start of the needle book together in my last video, a few videos ago. So I will link all their information in my description box if you are interested in laces and craft supplies and digitals and beautiful papers, okay? So my set is called Bellas Vintage Needlebook Set, and it will be available in my Etsy shop if you are interested. So here she is. So I made a vintage style drawstring purse to hold everything because it's just, I had to do that because I make so many embellishments. I have to make a purse. So this is quite lovely, and I will try and put a picture, a little video up showing what it looks like hanging, because I like to display my bags, that hold my antique laces and things. So, and little goodies and craft supplies. And this is quite big. So, again, I put a tassel on the bottom with the same lace, and I did tea dye this, and the beautiful cotton inside just came out so pretty. So, I made a drawstring purse out of this, and it does not open all the way, okay? It's meant to just open about right there, but it's holding all your beautiful things, right? So we started to make the notebook together, so we will get more into detail about that. And let's see what's over here. I made 3 little bags to hold yummy goodies. We'll get into that as well in a few minutes. And then here's Bella's Vintage Needlebook. So we will look at her in just a couple of minutes, but I want to show you the inside of the bag. If you could see the fabric, the tea dye, and where I pinned the tassel, and you just gather it in and fluff up your laces to come back out of the bag once you do close it. And I did machine sew the cotton to the lace with a zigzag stitch. I mean, it just came out beautifully. And a lot of things are tea dyed and coffee dyed, so just know that it has a light coffee scent in some of these embellishments and laces and digitals and things. So I put a tassel and then tied more lace so it's hanging. So this is quite large. It is very beautiful purse. I love it so much. I'm super happy the way it came out. I love this vintage lace. This is vintage from the 60s. I love it. And then, so let's go ahead and look at some of these embellishments. So I made 3 little bags here, and I did tie it with lace, and I will package up everything beautifully and nice and snug for you. So here are the 3 bags. Now this lace right here with the gold dangle is my mom's, and I put a vintage wedding button there with some vintage veil there. And I put rhinestone bling here, and that is Julie's lace there. And then on the back side is, remember we used some of this in the needle book? Well, I used the rest of it on the back side of this bag, and on the inside I wrapped up with Julie's lace. I did not cut into this at all, but this is coffee dyed lace here. And it is wound up on these beautiful pearled flower bouquet here. And it just pinned right there. So then I just wound it up like this and put it in the bag so you could play with it. Just use your imagination, what you can do with things. It's so fun to get into your craft room and therapeutic, and so it's just in, and I use this digital from Bella Blue. And then in this one here is the same lace dangle as my mom's, and I put a tassel and another snippet of that same applique lace here that was cut off of the needle book, and then that charm there, little flower there, my mama's lace wrapped around with a bow, and inside are a pair of embroidery scissors wrapped around with this beautiful colored leather pouch. And then these are brand new, so these are this is very sharp, so do be mindful of that. They are very sharp and just snugged in beautifully in this little bag here, so you can hang up your beautiful bags around your craft room. And on the last bag here is this one, beautiful digital, isn't it? And then I added this lace to the back, and then on the inside, I'm trying to remember what everything is in here. I do so much, I forget what I put in the sets. Okay, so this is a brand new tape measure. It's nice and soft, and I wrapped it with my vintage lace, dainty lace there. So I have the same one. This is brand new as well. You gotta have supply, right? And then here's a brand new thread from Sewology, all purpose. So you could either hand sew or machine sew. And I just tied my lace through the spool. What a beautiful cream color that is. I love it so much. So that is wrapped up in this little bag. So that is fun little bags, right? I loved them so much. So there they are. So pretty. Okay, so, and then I just, to keep this together, I just tied the lace through here like this. And then I'll tie it in a bow. All right, so at the end of the needlebook video, we were starting to make this little notebook. Well, I was going to put this applique on the back of the needlebook, but I ended up pinning it in, so it is removable, but I did glue in some embellishments. And then I pinned in an antique sewing machine charm and a pearl drop charm there. And then I just pinned it in onto this sewn wrap that I made. And I put Julie's ruffle down here on the bottom. See, if you lift it up, you can see the lace back there. And then I machine sewed this in here too. And then I sewed this lace, and this pretty lace. It's beautiful. I love the netting. So that is the tie, and that gets wrapped around this little notebook here. So this little notebook is so cute. I was going to embellish it, but I figured you would want to do that. So it's so pretty, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and go in here. So here's my, this is coffee dyed paper, and I machine sewn in some 4-way stretch chiffon, and I made a lot of embellishments for this needlebook set. Here is one of them, using a cuts off of that applique lace from the needlebook, and there's a button and the word vintage, so you could do what you would like with that. tucked in this parchment paper little tuck spot there. It has blush pink on it. It's so pretty. And then some of this Swiss tulle, so soft and pretty, with this tassel pinned in with this vintage embroidery applique. So pretty. And then my tea-dyed lined paper. Here is this applique that was from Julie as well. And, you know, these papers went beautifully with this. And this is just a bobby pin with some vintage lace in there. And there's the center of the signature, and I just tied in this lace. So it can be removed, and you could put it wherever you wish. I enjoyed doing this project. It allowed me to use my imagination on things. Isn't that pretty? Now this here is coffee dyed as well. Here's another parchment paper tuck spot. And here's this embellishment. And this is printed out on fabric. And there's two dots behind these vintage embroidered appliques, so they are removable. And I sewn in the Swiss dot tool. Isn't that pretty? And then in the back pocket here, now this is the over 100-year-old antique lace. And I made kind of like a lace bobbin, just lace holder, card holder, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take this off just to show you the card, all right? Now this lace is so delicate and so gorgeous. I love it so much. And I'm not sure how much this is. Let me see. I do believe it's pretty close to a yard. But isn't that just beautiful? I think that's, yeah, that's the right way. And there are a few holes just from it being so old, but it's so beautiful. I love it so much. And then I wound it up on this. So I made a tag and left the strings. This is fabric, and it is so pretty. And then I backed it with tea-dyed cardstock to make it real thick for the lace. So I hope that you like that. Now let's get to Bella's needlebook here. So here she is. Now a lot of things, if not all, except for the digitals and the sewn-in laces, are removable. I did make a lot of embellishments, but I would like to start here. So I put this long tassel at the bottom of Bella here with a clip. So this is, the whole thing's removable with this beautiful button here. And then connected to that is another ball pin, and I put a ring, a jump ring, I think it's called. And I added some 4-way stretch chiffon wrapped around it and then tied it in a soft knot, and that is removable. And then with this ball pin here, I added this shabby flower with this beautiful jewelry piece. Let me see. With a beautiful jewelry piece here, and it is clipped in onto the flower at the top and bottom to hold it in place. And then here I put Julie's laces. Now, I figured you could use these for your craft projects. And I did add a lot to a lot of everything, so there was so much that the rest of it made a tassel, and I couldn't believe it. It was a lot. So you get this one here, And this one here, and these are coffee dyed. And this one here, I use some of these and I put diamonds in the center. See how much it is? It's a lot. And this here. And I love this lace. It's so beautiful. That's what we made the ruffle on the front and back cover. And then this here. So pretty. See, so it made a beautiful tassel. I love the tassel. You can keep it the way it is if you wish. So here she is. So I added some vintage lace samples to this. And I just pinned them into the laces at the top. And I could not find another one to show you, but I do have one. So it's in there. And I added the applique around Bella. She's so pretty. She's just gorgeous. And here's the top side of the fan. Vintage fan needlebook. The side here and the back. So the back, I pinned in one of my vintage appliques. So it's pinned in, and then also a lace sample. And these are real authentic lace samples from France. So here I did find this one, and that's what this looks like right here. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I love the nudie color. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's breathtaking. And that's what I used there. Okay, so even the chiffon tie, let me see how I could do this here. Let me move this tassel over here. The chiffon tie for the closure is even removable. So let me untie the chiffon. And it is quite long. I love chiffon. It's so soft and beautiful, and it's very long. They're probably almost a yard apiece. And I clipped it in on the inside cover and the back of the inside cover. All right. So here's the first page. I know there's a lot to look at. So we're just gonna have to get going, right? All right. So this was Julie's lace, and it's coffee dyed, and I couldn't cut into it. It's just so pretty. So I just tied it into a bow and put a stick pin in here. So just be mindful of the pins in your needle book. And then also here is a chain that I pinned in here, and I put a ring in there and put that embellishment in there. And here is the teacup pin cushion, and I put some pins in there, and it's pinned in on both appliques. So on the back side is the applique, and the pin is not sticking out. So isn't that cute? And that was my mama's vintage blue rosebud I added on there. Isn't that beautiful? And then another lace sample. So there's a lace sample on every page. So I don't believe I found that one either, but it is a beautiful nude color, and it's just ruffled in on the page. And then here's another charm that I made. Let me get in closer. Here's another charm that I made here. I love sewing. And here's an applique here and a vintage button here. And here is another fabric French label that I have sewn. And you could put a clip through the chiffon, and I just pinned it there. So there is that page. So everything can be removed. So here's the chiffon for the tie. Okay, so let's move this back. And so that's a stick pin there. And then over on this page, I stamped onto fabric the Lord's Prayer in French. So say the Lord's Prayer. I believe it's Matthew chapter 6. I will leave it in the description box. So you could actually tell, you know, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. I mean, it's so cool. So I had to do that. And then I put a vintage appliques here and just made it look really vintage. Isn't that pretty? And then it's pinned onto 2 pins. And then there's a doily here. And I did get this doily from Julie a few years ago, I do believe. And then I just tucked in this vintage feather inside the doily, okay? So you can remove that. All right, and then this is pinned in here as well. And then with this antique lace, you have to pull both ends at the same time. So you just open it up there. This is removable. And I left all the strings and I did sew this. So you could use it however you wish with more antique lace here. The button and the bow is not removable, but it's so pretty. And then I left this plain in the back, just coffee dyed felt there. And then here is that antique lace as well, with French blue silk ribbon woven in through there, and I believe that's a ½ yard. And it is on another card. What card is this? It's on this card here. And this is fabric. I wanted to make everything fabric. I will fix that afterwards. So I'm just gonna do this and I'll fix that. All right, so here I have a shabby flower and a tassel on a bulb pin and another lace sample. So the lace sample is this one here. And I do believe I have that one. It's fun going through the box of laces trying to find these. So it's this one here. It's so pretty. All right. And then on this page here, I made this embellishment and it is pinned in. It is on fabric. I backed it with Swiss dot and it's on a pin. And then this gorgeous nudie pink is so pretty, and I do believe I have it. I do believe it's... Nope, I don't have it on me right now. I don't think I do. Yes, I do. It's this one. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. All right, so here I put a bulb pin, and then I just put through the bulb pin the clip. So I made this dangle here with a button and a pearl chain and a diamond drop, I guess that's what it's called, and a spool of lace with this beautiful gem here. And then I made this here. Isn't that beautiful? And then she is backed with this clip, and this clip is removable. So I just have it clipped in the bulb pin here. So you could move it or use it in your project. And this gorgeous nudie pink lace is my favorite. And then over here, I pinned in this beautiful piece here. And then some pearls and a button and a vintage button and a wooden clock button. And then over here is another lace sample. And I think I have it. No, I don't. This is beautiful, stunning. It's about like this one, just a different color. And then down here, I made an embellishment, and the tulle lace behind it just makes it so pretty. Here, let me get in closer. So many things to look at, and then I was even thinking about taking it all apart to show you, but that's just a lot. Okay, so I did machine sew this fabric and that lace on the back, and on the bottom of the lace had three like buttonholes almost, and I put a bulb pin with vintage wedding dress button and those beautiful flowers that I coffee dyed. So all three of those are dangling off of the shoe, and it's pinned in with a bow. Isn't that pretty? All right, so isn't that just pretty? So many things to look at. All right, so turning the page here, we have this page here, and I made this charm here, and it has measuring tape, and it's just pinned into the lace. And then I made this. This is very special to me. I love it. I love it so much. I hope you love it as well. All right, so again, I put a bulb pin, and then I just clipped the hook into the bulb pin, okay? And then for that lace sample is this one here. Isn't that just beautiful? So I hope that you love that. Okay, so I made this embellishment here with rhinestone, and I sewn it onto some coffee dyed felt. And then here's a little embroidery thread in that vintage color. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And all the pins are pinning in the lace samples carefully for you. Now this is special. This is a vintage Japanese cameo. Isn't she just lovely? I love her. She's so pretty with her necklace. She's so pretty. And it's on black with vintage cream, because they are vintage. On the vintage applique with my vintage lace and my vintage pearls. Backed with that, and I did glue down that clip. So this is really special. You could clip it on the front of your purse, you know. That's why I wanted to make it. And that could hang beautifully in your craft room. Isn't that beautiful? I love it so much. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. And then over here, I made this dangle here. This one as well, with a black bead and this vintage chandelier piece, and this is glass. So I wanted to tuck it in between this page here. And then over here, there's just so much fun things. I need to make more of these I love making the needle books. I think it's quite fun, and you know, you got to use your imagination so you don't, you know, make everything permanent. I love how you could take it out and use it in your journals, use it in your craft room and decorate it, right? Here's another tassel. I love tassels. With a little bit of applique from the doily, the needle book, some vintage black cotton lace that my mama left me. And here, I'm kind of using it as like a pocket, so I clipped it in here. But you could take it out and use it anywhere you wish. There's those loops like the shoe. And pinned in here is a needle book. So I have it tucked in here, and I really want to take this out. I want to show you this little miniature needle book you could take to your couch while you and your hubby are hanging out or something. So here's this antique lace tied, and I left it long. And then this is and just pull carefully. And I just knotted it into the lace. And what I did was, the digital left over from the front page, I used this and then machine sewed ruffles. Isn't this lace gorgeous? I need some more of that. I love that. And then inside are vintage buttons, baby pink needles, light gray pearl needles, and sewing needles. So these buttons are just pretty. This one's my mom's. This has been in the family. I mean, that's like 50 to 70 years old, that button there. This one. And they're just pinned in with bulbed pins. So how to close this is I don't tie it. I just tie it in a bow. Just real light. And then I'll pin it back in here. And then you can remove this piece if you wish. So pretty. I love the French words. There, you can see that closer. And then I just tuck this like a little holding spot. And I think we're on our last page, and I couldn't find the lace to match this one. I believe I didn't. But I know I have a million of them. It took too long, so I'm going to tuck that glass charm there in. And then on the back page, I've already showed you the applique, the vintage applique pinned on the back. I know I have this one. Here it is. Here is this lace sample for the back page. Isn't that, I love these colors. That's why I wanted to get them. I love the vintage nudie colors. They're so stunning. So I hope that you like Bella's Vintage Needlebook, and she's available in my Etsy shop if you are interested. And I thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with me in this flip through of the needlebook. I sure enjoyed doing this with you all. And also, this is a cross promotion with KS4U and Jenifer at A Trace of Sparkle, and I will link all their information in my description box. And I appreciate you all. So have a beautiful, lovely day, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.